and you're at the bottom. And the darkness of the night is moving on you. Oh, when the fears ruins walk away, you're alive at the surface. Who are you leaning on? Who are you leaning on? And when the worst you can imagine feels like it's coming, who are you leaning on? Is it him or you leaning on? He's like the God for you. He leads you every time that you fall apart. It's been the same right here from the start. And I'm praying for you, I'm praying for you, that it's someone other than him that you choose. But if you do, then you better watch out. When the pain stays at your face, you're still at the bottom. And the darkness that you hate is moving all in on you. And the fears ruins walk away, you're alive at the surface. Who are you leaning on? Is it him or you leaning on? He's not the God for you. He leads you every time that you fall apart. It's been the same right here from the start. And I'm praying for you, I'm praying for you, that it's someone other than him that you choose. But if you do, then you better watch out. Watch out. Then you better watch out.
Session begins. I felt very gravitated towards this graveyard. This session was not planned. So I decided to walk through the cemetery. When I walk through graveyards, I do not look at the names on the gravestones. I must focus to receive images, names, messages of importance, and so on, from the spirits that are trying to communicate with me. I am also trying to focus and listen to the angels. Sometimes I can see what the angels see through their eyes. This is how they communicate to me, amongst other ways. I am also praying for all of them and for God to grant me assistance and answers. It is a very delicate and gracious process. So here is how this shot of film came about. I'm across the meadow with my loved ones, and I wrapped up filming, and I look over and I'm like, oh, the graveyard at the cemetery looks quite beautiful. It's really lovely from this view. So I said, I'm going to zoom in and get a shot of that. But I had not seen with my actual eyes, nor the people that were with me, the blue angelic shaped being that seems to be in the shot. So we're still trying to figure out what exactly that is. I've gone over all of the other films. There's nothing there in any of the films. There's nothing in the sky. There's no gaps in the trees. And where I think it is above the enclosed iron gated cemetery area that I was walking into with the two gravestones in the beginning. And I was really drawn to that specific little spot, very, very drawn to that spot, but I did not do a session there because I was being pulled over to the other areas. It was really beautiful. None of us could figure out if that was an angel I was seeing across the way and in the meadow across from the cemetery. I guess we may never really know, but it's there, and you can see it too. I usually only take a journal and a DR60 with me for communication. So generally, when I walk through a graveyard or a cemetery, I do not look at the names on the gravestones. I like to keep it as raw and authentic as possible so I can pick up any information as natural as possible. I must focus to receive images, names, messages of importance to them, and so on from the spirits that are trying to communicate with me. I'm also trying to focus and listen to the angels. Sometimes I can see what the angels see. They show me through their own eyes, and this is how they communicate with me amongst other ways. I am also praying for the spirits that I am picking up on or sensing or seeing or feeling. It's really important for me to take the time to do this process so I can receive and discern any messages that are coming in naturally. It is a very gracious and delicate process. It is beautiful and profound. It's really an extraordinary moment every time, I would say. Otherwise, I only use my vessel, so focus. Purity is a key factor in what I do.
Something behind your eyes, the way you're talking, it's a cheap disguise. We were made to chase the light, but you got saved on a moonless night. Get free.
I am at a cemetery in Monroe, Connecticut. But the main reason I'm here is to cross over any spirits that are lingering in this cemetery. And I'm going to be going from state to state between Connecticut and all the way back to Texas and Colorado. So let's begin. I'm also going to test out this PSB7 I brought with me. It's really quite a cool little thing because the angels and the spirits and the other even higher divine beings have been coming through on it for me. So, yeah. This is beautiful. Oh my God. I was very drawn to this area right here. And look at how beautiful this is. This is stunning. Wow. All right, so come on over. I mixed up my recorders, so I'm going to use both of these. Angels, protector, in the 8, I missed you. Are you with me? Angels, please tell all of the spirits that are here that I'm here to help them cross over into the light. And I come with the light of God in my soul, in my temple. It's very windy, so I don't know how much it's picking up. Let's play back. Angel, protector, in the 8, I missed you. Are you with me? Are you with me? Angels, please tell all of the spirits that are here that I'm here to help them cross over into the light. And I come with the light of God in my soul, in my temple. Play the other one back. Angel, protector, I missed you. Are you with me? At this point, you notice something really profound. The angels told me that they went to heaven in regards to the spirits that were communicating in the previous EVPs here. And it's really, really special. They do this quite often. They'll confirm it for me because that is what I ask for. They lead me, so I know exactly what's going on because I don't pick up on everything. You'll also notice that at the beginning they mention that they're fighting devils, and then a spirit comes through and says that he's running from a devil. He's been running from a devil. So it's really amazing how all of this whole story kind of plays out with everything that they're telling me. So take notice when they say that they see my light, because this always comes up. It comes up quite often. They'll mention it and they'll speak of it. and I'm very thankful.
All of the spirits that are here that are here to help them cross over into the light, and I come with the light of God, my soul, and
This is like seriously one of my favorite things in the world to do, is to go and see all of the different gravestones and all the different graveyards over the country, because there's so many kinds. There's hand chiseled ones, there's different shapes, and they have different symbols. We're gonna go down there next. Kind of hold the camera up real high. We're gonna go down there next. But right here I want to use the PSV7. Okay, so make sure you got the camera on all my hands here. Got a cameraman in training right now. Okay, so
angels protect.
battery. Okay. Let's see, got the battery in here. Not very good at working this thing, but they help me with it, so here we go. Okay, so what I do is turn it all the way up and sweep angels. Hold on, I think it's supposed to be on FM. Right, so
That's AM.
oh, that's AM.
Mm-hmm.
Angels. Angels, protector, create. Are there any spirits here that I can help cross over? I'm going to pray now. I'm seeing spirits walking up, one over there, and I just saw, like, they show me things. Sometimes I can see what the angels are seeing. And there's a man. Who's the man? Like Bruno? I wonder if there's a Bruno gravestone around here, or like I feel like it's over there. Sometimes I've been able to find their gravestones when they give me their name. I did it with a Caroline and a cat, or was it Carol? It was in Colorado. Come over here. Wow. Toaster? Come back here. It's out of the window a little bit. Don't be afraid to enter into the light. You don't have to be that close. Back up.
It says it's on AM.
I know.
Yeah. Is that as loud as it goes?
If I turn it around, you can hear it. Let's try the FM. So now I'm on FM. See? And I just see sleep. I'm hearing them come through.
I sound like it's loud enough for the camera to pick it up.
It will. I can turn it up too. Ow. I keep getting a B name. There's a man and his name starts with a B. I think it's Bruno. Maybe Bernard? Can you come through, sir? So here you notice I'm picking up on a B name and a man, and then a male voice begins to come through the PSB7 spirit box. A little while after that, you notice that I point and say, oh, the name Beers, kind of in a jokingly manner. And then I'm like, oh, Beers, for the name B, because it's interesting to me because I did not look at the gravestones. I just kind of walked around, focused, communicated with the spirits and the angels psychically, and then I start picking up on all of these things. In order to keep it raw and authentic, I did not look at the gravestones, which is quite easy when it's really, really beautiful scenery and you're really, really deep into focus. And then I notice, oh my gosh, they say there or we're all around you with regarding the name, the B name. And there were Beers gravestones everywhere, all over the place. And I didn't even notice it until after all of that had happened. So it's pretty neat. Come through for me on this PSB7 spirit box. I am. So you notice that I'm receiving direct replies consistently. And one of the replies that keeps coming up is about the goat entity. Typically any type of goat entity or deformed entity does revolve around something demonic
And that is what they keep trying to tell me, especially when they speak of the demons and the devils. So in the beginning, you notice that they said the angels are fighting off the devil. And it's just consistent that this is coming through and what they're saying that they see and things like that. So keep in mind, that this keeps coming up constantly. They're speaking of this entity multiple times.
Come through for me on this PSB7 spirit box. I am. See green eyes. Okay, heard my name. Okay, I'm gonna use the DR60. I have my favorite one out of 4. Are you ready? That way I can hear you better. Now she went into the light. Okay. Angels, protector, and the 8. How many spirits are here, if you can tell me how many? And did any cross over?
I think they're playing baseball over there. Okay. The wind is so loud, I'm not sure if it...
Angels, protector, and the 8. How many spirits are here, if you can tell me how many? And did any cross over? How many spirits are here, if you can tell me how many? And did any cross over?
So they found... Okay, so I think I did it, but I still feel like there's more. Okay, I just saw a child running through. Hold on, we need to go over there. I just saw a child, and I know it's a spirit. Like I said, the angels and these other beings sometimes will show me what they see. Let's wait for this to go over. This was a very unique and significant moment for me because when I had looked up, I saw a little girl running around the gravestones, and she kind of went behind one and her hair kind of like blew in the wind. And she kind of just gave me a smile and then kind of faded off. So I was like, okay, instantly we need to go over there and, approach her. And what's amazing is that they told me her name, which her name is Hope, and that she had found the light. And it was really, really beautiful. It says Beers. Beers. I was getting a B name.
this little girl over here when I looked up. So it's like clips for me sometimes. Oh, look, that stone fell over. Come on, let's look at it. Come on, let's look at it. Come on, let's look at it. Come on, let's look at it.
So this to me was, phenomenal, because I believe it was her voice coming through, because I kept seeing her at this exact same time and just kind of following her and seeing this glowing, beautiful, glistening light around her. And it just proceeds to become more extraordinary in this particular situation with this child spirit, this young spirit. And in a moment, you'll also hear me say, I feel like she sees me. And I didn't hear the DVP come through, the direct voice phenomena. It's a direct response. This is rare. It's also known to mostly happen around mediumship, to where the voice comes directly through the air and not the medium or psychic or any kind of electronic devices. It's phenomenal. I've actually had this happen to me several times before.
And I can see things as if I'm looking through the eyes of these angels, or the celestial entities that say they stand with heaven and all of that. Oh, I wish I could fix that. Well, she's running back and forth and around these stones, and she has like shorter brown hair. You can see it's kind of moving in the wind. The little girl sees me. Angels protect her in the night. It's so beautiful. Well, okay. God, I'd like to send these souls to her. Angels, protector in the 8. Did you go get the little girl? If I had seen one, and if you had shown her to me.
Angels, protector in the 8. Did you go get the little girl? If I had seen one and if you had shown her to me.
So this is pretty obvious by now. These beautiful angels and divine entities that are with them say quite often that they love me and that they bring love and that they teach love. And they do say this a lot. And I think it's really beautiful because every session that I have, they say, I love you, we're proud of you, all kinds of beautiful things. And it's really cute how the spirits are picking up on this and repeating it. Now, I couldn't tell if that was wind or if he was constantly talking.
Wind.
Its voice. That's a lot to say there. All right, let's do another. So this is profound to me because there's an orb that comes down over my left shoulder and just disappears and fades away. So we're going over this and I'm like, oh, that's definitely an orb. I've seen these before. I've seen these with my eyes. But one of the things that you'll notice is I start to pick up and sense it. And I just keep kind of looking around, looking over my shoulder like, man, what is that, you know? And so that was a really beautiful capture indeed. Another one. I don't recognize that voice. Whose voice is that? Oh, there's a plane flying over.
I don't recognize that voice. Whose voice is that?
I think I just saw something else. Alright, let's go back up this one. Wait, hold on. Let's see if they'll come through on this. They might.
Creepy. Hello.
So at this point, I'm really picking up on quite a few entities, and I'm not sure if I like it, and then they confirm that there's something evil there, as they have since the beginning of the entire session. So I want to go and I kind of want to chase it down, but something stops me, and then you hear them say, I am lost. They also mentioned damned be reached, and they spoke. So obviously the dead are speaking, but they also mentioned that stuff was holding them back, or stuff was in the way. And to me, that could be some kind of malevolent force or entity. We recall the goat entity being spoken of and the devils and demons. So there's definitely something demonic and malevolent there that is kind of trying to interfere and block all of this. So in the end of this session, while I'm finishing up my PSB7 Spirit Box session, it wasn't until that I was back in my office that I noticed this, but the footage is completely gone. It's just wiped out off of my camera. We don't know what happened to it. So I was upset about that, and so basically we're going to go ahead and close this session.